In this house, we have two flats in a Victorian building. The top floor, there is mould growing in the corner and along the sides of this wall.
So the primary concern
It's
is
tenanted.
mould.
There is a dehumidifier, but it's very low capacity, barely doing anything.
So it's dry there. Oh, it's not on. This is using a dampener. Yeah, that's dry. No exceptionally high readings there.
So the dampness here is a winter phenomenon. It was dry at the time of the survey. Clothes are being dried internally. There's a dehumidifier, but it's very low capacity. There is heat loss, but that is normal for the side of a wall, and this is where the mould is growing. But the primary cause of mould is always excess vapour, and typically that comes from insufficient ventilation, which I'll have a look at now.
So the bathroom upstairs, it's only loose. The extractor fan isn't working, but it's not going to produce much. I know, but it's the source of the vapour.
Right.
It's just a case of moving that, and that's now going to be half an hour overrun, which is what you need.
In addition to extending the bathroom extractor fan overrun, I cleaned it out and increased the speed dramatically. However, the kitchen extractor fan is also not ducting out, so it's just recycling. Now, looking at the flat downstairs, we have some similar issues. However, in addition, there are some
about
hygroscopic salts on the
darker
wall.
patches on the bricks outside, and then it is also things in here get damp as well. I'm just looking in the corner here. Is that can you shine a light on that? I can just see some. I'm wondering if that's mould. Oh God, what is that?
Where in
Can you see
the
here?
white? Yeah.
That's slightly disturbing.
I'll have a look at that.
Okay. Okay.
Nowadays. So I believe those are hygroscopic salts. They look like hygroscopic salts, but hygroscopic salts cause the most common one is calcium nitrate that you get on chimney breasts from the historic burning of coal.
Okay.
And they release calcium nitrate is released into the brickwork. So as your builder says, you one solution is to remove the chimney breast, but there's quite a dramatic solution. You can simply cover them. You don't need to do anything special with them. You would use an oil base paint primer like Zinsser. I'll give you some details on that.
Okay.
It could be condensation, but it doesn't look like it. And you do get heat loss in chimney breasts because you've got a void in the middle, and so you are at risk of getting extra condensation, but just the way it looks and the way it's been dealt with in the past suggests that they're simply hygroscopic salts, and it will cost virtually nothing to solve. And by the way, you've had damp proofing treatment on the outside.
Yes, the survey said that, but then it seemed iffy about whether
It was
when it had been
whether
done,
it was worthwhile.
Well, when it had been done, and I don't think there were any guarantees.
They're basically, damp proofing treatment is based on the theory that you've got groundwater that's rising up the building, but they're often hygroscopic salts are often misdiagnosed as coming from rising damp.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so these are the suspect. These are the suspect hygroscopic salts. Simple solution for this is to put insulation there, but that doesn't address the root cause, which is excess vapour. So you've got condensation streaks where you've got mould down there, and then these sort of dribble marks are condensation streaks. They don't come from any other source. And you've got mould in here as well. I think your capacity is probably a bit too low. actually see it. Oh, 12 litres, yes, you should have 24
Okay.
for the dehumidifier.
The owners of both flats were concerned about the possibility of water penetrating through the externally rendered wall, but there were no signs of penetrating damp, which would be typically brown stains internally. There were no brown stains. Also, there were no cracks in the render. Then looking at the flat roof above the garage, although it didn't look fabulous, it didn't appear to be damaged either. And
No signs of water passing through the flat roof.
so in the ground floor property, the bathroom there, the extractor fan was running very slowly at 3 litres a second. It should be about 15 litres a second. And actually I found the solution and solved the problem there and then.
So what we have here is the flexible ducting is causing obstruction and reducing the airflow. So removing that section of flexible ducting has increased the extracting rate from about 3 or 4 to, well, 12.5. Amazing.
So these two fairly recently converted flats have poor ventilation. They both have quite similar vents. Neither have been set up correctly. In particular, the ground floor property where there was excess flexible ducting, it should be extended by about 90%. Upstairs should have had a 30-minute overrun. In addition, there are signs of hygroscopic salts in the ground floor flat on the chimney breast. And the kitchen extractor fan isn't working, or it isn't extracting air upstairs. Also, there's insufficient dehumidification considering clothes are being dried internally.